Live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas, this is Runway DFW in color. Now, here is your host, Walt Zwerko.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone around the world. It's Walt with another edition of Runway DFW for this first day of September of 2022. It's a Thursday. It is 78 degrees, a little muggy, but so far no rain. I think we're gonna make it through our next 2 3/4 hours without any rain. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed on that. So we've got some plane action for you, and we welcome you to this Thursday edition of Runway DFW. So how have you all been? We've been away for a few days, mainly because of the weather. We've fortunately been getting some much needed rain here in North Texas, making things green. I think we're still technically in a drought, but things are looking up, at least as far as rainfall goes in this area, so that's good. Let us say hello to our friends out there. Bill Platt, who is one of our team of the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. Thank you for being here, Bill. Be nice to him. Bill Caldham says, "Good morning, Walt. Hope you're doing well." He's coming to us from Arkansas, as I recall. Across the pond, we have Wendy-KLM fan. Good morning to you, Wendy. Thank you for being here. And Stephanie Hutchinson. Good morning, Walt. Great way to start a Thursday morning as we beam our signal to you from the Runway DFW satellite truck here at DFW Founders Plaza. And we're going to take a look at our first departure of the day. This will be Alaska Airlines Flight 287, 737-9. And this one is on its way to Seattle. And you will notice we're on our infrared camera this morning until it gets a little brighter outside. It doesn't do much. In fact, we probably start a little early here at 6:15 local time, because it's just the sun doesn't rise for another 45 minutes now. And so off to the great Pacific Northwest goes that bird. Here's a look at DFW Founders Plaza. Not much to see right now. You can see the green beacon rotating.
Departure Alaska,
as we wait for more planes to get here. Trying to line up our next shot here on camera 2. Oh, there it is. So bear with us for a second. And there's camera 2, still a little blurry. But that leads us into our next arrival. American Flight 962 coming in from Sao Paulo, Brazil on Runway DFW. It's a 787 Dreamliner. And there you see the sparkling towers of Cedar Hill in the background, which provide us with television and radio transmissions here in North Texas. They're a little further away than they might appear there, probably about 15 miles to the southwest of us. Our next departure is going to be this. Is that the plane? I think that's it. That's Delta Flight 732 off to Los Angeles. It's an A320. See if we can get a little clearer view of it for you. It's almost as though it's shining a light at us, isn't it? For those of you who are new to Runway DFW, we are at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport here in North Texas in the USA. It's 6:22 a.m. as you can see on your on-screen clock. There is the threat of rain in the forecast today, but I think it's looking clear for our broadcast. And again, we'll go to 9 a.m. Central Time. Well, it's about 2.5 more hours of fun and frivolity here. And you kind of see the difficulty we have at this time of day in keeping things in focus. So bear with us. It's all going to get better as we get to the morning light. There's a wide view of our sky in infrared green. That's not true color, obviously. Otherwise, I'd be afraid there's be some nuclear meltdown somewhere in the neighborhood. And Bill Platt, one of our moderators, says, looks like me working overnight fills the moderator gap nicely for these early morning streams. I just got home an hour ago. Bill is an EMT in southern New Jersey. And so I hope you'll all reach out to him and thank him for his work on our behalf in terms of keeping people safe and helping them when they're in need. Robert Brailsford is here. Good morning from Somerset in the UK. Hey there, Robert. Good to see you. Eric Marinelli says good morning all. Ed Chilcote says good morning from Wilmington in North Carolina, and we have Brenda Salmi here from Phoenix, Arizona in the U.S., along with Austin Swafford. Good morning to you. So, a lot of regulars here on the stream. Bill Caldham says that green picture brings back memories. I hope they're good memories. Now, one thing I've noticed this morning is that, let me see if I can swing around here with camera 1. It's going to be kind of hard to see, I think. But we're looking in the general direction of the UPS cargo hub over here. And there are very few planes. I see just 2 planes. Normally there's at least 3 or 4. There is one, I see 2, can we see them from here? Let's see if we can see them from here. At least we can see the tails of 2 tri-jets, MD-11s. There you can see them. So they're parked there. We normally see 2 MDs go out in the morning here, both destination Louisville, which is the major UPS hub in the U.S. But normally there's at least a couple 757s and 767s lined up, ready to go or go somewhere, and we don't see them this morning. So I don't know. I haven't looked at all at the incoming schedule, so everything we see is going to be a surprise to me. Here comes from Cincinnati, Polar Air Cargo, DHL to 767. Quite often that plane will come in on the east side of DFW Airport, but this morning we're happy to see its arrival over on this side. The cargo area it's going to is south of the UPS center. So all it needs to do is kind of make a right turn and make a couple more turns, and then it will be where it's going to here. We have the opportunity to herald it. Yeah, that one dates back to the 20th century, the 1993 aircraft. Thank you for lighting up your tail for us this morning, DHL Polar Air Cargo. So we have that as a guidepost. And I was just talking about UPS planes. Where are all the UPS planes? Well, we're about to see one now. This is going to be UPS Flight 9837. A 757 coming in from Tulsa, Oklahoma, which we will see here momentarily on our view screens. There it is. to dig deeper in the archives to get the year for this one.
1988.
It's a 1988 aircraft that goes back to October of 1988. 33 years young. It's a 757-24 APF. If you're keeping that plane spotting scorecard. And it's going to be coming right at us here momentarily. Oh, there you see the Polar aircraft making the turn to its base. Mary Robinson says good morning to you, and good morning. Ad Fluit, hello from Holland. Pleasure to have you with us. Austin Swafford says UPS 747-8 is coming in today. Well, I hope it's while we're here. That would be cool. Cold Chili, hello, how is your day going? Do you remember me? Let me think. I think I do. So I'm glad you're here with us. And Pro Darshil Desai says, I am back. So we are all here this morning on Runway DFW. Having a good time already here in the semi-darkness. As we watch this 757, which we do not see commercial passenger aircraft here. That are 757s. So the ground operations crews get ready to open up the cargo bays and lug out some stuff and put some stuff in, and it's going to go somewhere else. And I do see, as predicted, by I think it was Austin, UPS flight 768 is going to be coming in from Louisville, a 747-800. It's on its final approach. So yeah, it's a relatively new one. It's just 4 years old. I don't even have a jingle for that. I'm gonna have to be jingle free on the 747. There's a little pre-dawn look there at the East Tower of DFW Airport. Let's see if we can get a shot of this big bird as it's coming in. Focus continues to be a problem. And I'm just not getting it to focus. I know. No. And I'm kind of talking to myself now, because you're not looking at what I'm seeing, but Now you're looking at what I was seeing. There's the big bird lighting up the sky. The queen of the skies. Only cargo 747s come in here, at least on a regularly scheduled basis. And they're with Highway 114 and 121 in the background. Here it comes. Well, sorry we couldn't get you a little clearer view of that. We're just going to make the U-turn down there at the end of runway 18 right and come on back this way towards us. It's making an unusual turn. Kind of going up the central taxiway there instead of the one which would appear to be more efficient, but so what I'm getting at is you would expect it normally to have made a right turn at the end of the runway. Instead it's making a left turn and going towards Terminal D, the passenger terminal, but of course it's going to be making another left turn here momentarily, I think. And there it goes, coming up to see us here, so we'll get back to that in a second. Let us see arriving now. An American Airlines flight coming in from Austin. It looks like this one is landing on 17 left. Normally that's the takeoff runway. So a little different angle of an arrival. And someday maybe I'll get to talk to a traffic controller and find out why that happens sometimes. I was watching airline videos live on Sunday. No, this was a recording from another day. I can't remember what day it was, but they had on, I think it was the south side of the airport, two planes coming in parallel, which Kevin had said he'd never seen before. It probably did happen because he's not there 24 hours a day, but that was quite an interesting shot. I have never seen any planes come in parallel here on this side of the runway, on this side of the airport, on the two north-south runways over here, but you do see that happening quite regularly over on the east side where they have 3 runways. There you see off in the distance, American Eagle Flight 3647 coming in from Abilene, Texas. It's an Embraer 145. And the sky is lighting up enough now that we may be able to turn off our infrared view because it is the sky is blood red right now. I'm trying to turn off the infrared view, so hang on a second. There we go. This is one of those colors that don't appear to be true to life, but this, I can assure you, is the color of the sky that I am seeing. So the sunrise will be obscured. It's going to be coming right from behind that radar tower. I forgot to mention that it's dead calm right now. There is no movement of there's a flagpole there on the left, which has a gigantic American flag, and it's just not moving at all. And if we look back the other way, towards the flags here at Founders Plaza, you can see them to the right of the green beacon. And there are 4 flags there, and they're not moving at all. So it is really calm here this morning. And Bill Platt notes that this is indeed in color. Plane spotting with Keith noting that San Francisco has parallel approaches and the runways are so close that the aircraft have to turn off their collision avoidance system or else it will tell them to go around. And we're about to see here. Remember that 747 we saw a few minutes ago? Well, it's now finally approaching us here at the north side of the west side of the airport. I'd almost forgotten about it. It's always nice to get a good look at one of these big birds in the morning light. Our flight will, our view will momentarily include a shot of an American Eagle CRJ 701, which is coming in from Garden City, Kansas. I can hear it now. Did I give it enough headroom? Yeah, there it is. Going Slightly Mad is here with us. Good early morning here in California. 4:48 a.m. 4:48 a.m. What are you doing? While we watch this magnificent bird, let me say a word of thanks to the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. There you see their names and their icons, and they appear to, they're volunteers, and they kind of help you out and show you around and welcome you, and I hope you will give them the respect they deserve. Thank you to all of you guys and gals. There's the iconic shape, the unmistakable form factor of the Boeing 747 as it passes in front of the International Terminal D. As we often say, this is about as close as we get to any aircraft here. The plane spotter has seen what he wants to see. Maybe off to work now. You might be saying, Walt, why aren't you way down there where those statues are? You'd get a much better look at the planes over at UPS going in and out. And it's true, we have operated out of there before, but for whatever reason, our internet signal is not quite as reliable just that far away, and also we tend to get radar pings in our camera picture, which, while not, it doesn't kill the signal, but it makes it a little annoying to watch. So that's why we're down here, kind of with an obscured view of the DFW cargo area there. So that explains that. Here comes American flight 1108 coming in from Detroit. And as you can see, it is the special TWA Heritage livery, which we see fairly regularly. One of my favorite special liveries. I have warm memories of TWA. I'm trying to remember if I've ever flown on a TWA jet. I think I maybe have once or twice back in the day when I went to school in Indianapolis. They may have had a flight from there to LaGuardia or JFK that I grabbed once or twice. Probably a 727. But you think back to these iconic airlines, TWA and Pan Am and Eastern, and I guess Eastern does exist in some form nowadays. It's a charter airline, I think. There goes an American A321 coming out of the hangar area on its way to the terminals for its next assignment. There's a look at the East Tower and the skyline of Dallas in the morning light. And here comes American Eagle Flight 3571. There's that A321 again. Plane we just saw is coming in from Wichita Falls, Texas. A 23-minute jaunt, sprint, whatever you want to call it. We quite often point out this flight as probably the shortest one that we see here on a regular basis. I don't know if there's any shorter ones. 23 minutes. There's an Embraer 145. The runway lights twinkling. And more planes coming in. Our next arrival is coming in from Del Rio, Texas. A flight of 51 minutes down in the southern part of the state. It's a CRJ 701ER. And it's going to come in right now. So are there any pilots out there who can explain why some planes turn on their tail illumination while others do not? Seems to be pretty random. Of course, for us plane spotters, it always makes things look a little nicer if we've got an illuminated tail, especially in the twilight or the daybreak hours. A departure, you say? How about a departure for us? This is American Airlines Flight 524, an A321, going out to Los Angeles on Runway DFW. So off it goes to LAX. Yeah, we'll see what's coming next. Looks like an Embraer 145. It's coming from Waco, Texas. It's American Eagle Flight 3512. Oh. We were just talking about flights of short duration. This is another 23-minute flight. So, Waco, Wichita Falls, 23 minutes. I wonder what it costs for a ticket to go there. Is that the same plane we saw before, or is that a different one? I can't remember. So we've kind of lost a lot of the color in the sky. The sunrise is coming up in about 2 or 3 minutes, I think. Technically, we won't be able to see it, I don't think, as the clouds will obscure it, which is fine because it keeps us a little cooler here. Still, it's just turned 80 degrees. It was in the 70s when we got here. Plane spotting with Keith says regarding tail lights, generally they should be illuminated, and if they aren't, the light may be inoperative. And our moderator Bill Platt says, fun fact, the shortest commercial flight in the world is a 1.7 mile route between 2 Scottish islands. I think I saw a YouTube clip on that flight once. We would like to welcome Misha Matsveko. Hi, in Ukraine. Hello, Misha. I am a Ukrainian by heritage. My parents, my father's parents came from Ukraine. So I'm happy to have you with us, and I hope things are well for you and your loved ones. SFC Fred Robinson, another one of our moderators, says, in a couple of weeks I'll be flying out of DFW to Seoul. Well, when you get there, Fred, say hi to my son, Colin, who works in Seoul and lives in Seoul. That sounds like an exciting trip. It's a long trip. From Louisville, not a UPS plane. It's American Eagle Flight 5745, a CRJ 900 or 901. And there it goes. You can kind of see how nice and green the landscape has become with our recent rains. We've got a heavy jet coming in next. It's going to be a 777. It's going to be American Airlines Flight 102. It's going to be coming in from Honolulu. And it's a turn-of-the-century aircraft dating back to the year 2000. We'll be seeing it emerge from behind that pole on the left here in just a moment or two. There it is. So there you go, plane full of Hawaiian vacations coming to an end after a 6 hour and 48 minute flight across the Pacific. Or who knows, maybe it's Hawaiian tourists coming to Dallas.
You know, we said west, right? So no wind.
You never think about that. Where do people who live in Hawaii go on vacation? The beacon is still spinning. You can see the cloudy sky in the background and still next to no wind here. We've got nothing taking off over here on the west side of DFW Airport. We've got our next arrival coming in from Garden City in Kansas, I believe it is. It's American Eagle Flight 3500 and Embraer 145. And you'll be seeing that shortly on camera 1. Marco Hinton says, would you like to see Air India come to DFW? They want to begin service in both Dallas and Houston. And I know there's just a huge population of folks from the subcontinent who live in this area. I would think there'd be a great demand for direct service, direct flights to Delhi or Mumbai. So that would be good news. And you know, I don't know if Air India has ever flown here before. Something I'll have to research. Meanwhile, back at UBS, you can see cargo being disgorged from the massive bay of the 747 that came in just a bit ago. Phil Tovey says, good morning, all in Dallas from Warwick and Warwickshire, UK. And good morning to you, Phil, and everybody in the UK and Europe and Asia, everywhere around the world. Norman Cross asking, is the weather still bad in Dallas? We're supposed to get rain today. We had like less than a 50% chance of it here this morning. So I thought I'd give it a go, and I think we're going to be okay unless something pops up. And there's a lot of clouds in the sky. Evelyn MD says, good morning all from Las Vegas. Hi, Evelyn. And who else is here? Our friend Rainey Taylor, our equestrian friend, on October 6th. My birthday. I'll be flying out of DFW to Columbus, Ohio for a big horse show. And we wish you all the best on that endeavor. Sebastian Minigamer says, my birthday is this weekend. Well, happy birthday, Sebastian. Nicholas Orozco tuned in Pecos, Texas. Howdy to you down in Pecos. Ali Oda says hello, and hello to you. So happy to have so many of you here with us. Sebastian says he's in El Paso over here, West Texas. And we have Dakota Stewart here, or Steinert, I'm sorry, Dakota Steinert. Good morning from Ohio. I have some familiarity with Ohio. Mrs. Runway DFW grew up there. And we spent some time there over the years. There you see a couple of American Airlines planes headed over the bridge from the west side of the airport over to the east side for further duties. We have what appears to be the runway inspection team now taking a look at runway 18 left, making sure everything is hunky-dory. That's one of those technical terms that airlines use. Meantime, we'll get the big picture of the clouds. We had some spectacular clouds here over the weekend when we were here on, I want to say, Saturday. That's our morning view. The sun has come up about 6 or 7 minutes ago. We've got Possum coming in from saying hello from Knoxville, Tennessee. Hi there. And Marco wants to know, when is the next heavy coming in? Come on, enough with these regional planes. And I don't know. I haven't got a moment here. Maybe I can look at the schedule. So we had a 777 coming in from Honolulu. We had a 747 coming in from Louisville. We did have a JAL flight coming in from Tokyo. That happened before we went on the air. So I'm looking through the list of flights. We have a UPS flight coming in from Houston. That's going to be an A300. And we should be seeing that in the next 20 or 30 minutes. So how about that? And that plane you just saw was American Airlines Flight 2342 coming in from San Antonio, Texas, 737-800. Let me see what else we got here. Well, 8:15 is scheduled. The scheduled arrival of a Cathay Pacific 747 coming in from Miami. I see it's scheduled. I don't see any estimated time, so we'll take that as it comes. We've got another Japan Airlines flight coming in from Tokyo Haneda at 8:22. That's the schedule. That's a 777. So we'll have something coming in for you. And how about this? That's your 777 coming in from Buenos Aires. American Flight 996 ending a flight of just over 10 hours from the southern hemisphere aboard that 16-year-old 777-223 ER. So you ask for a heavy and you get a heavy. We aim to deliver here on Runway DFW. I'm checking, see what else we got coming up. We've got one of the MD-11s that is parked to the south of us, a UPS MD-11, estimated to depart just after 8 a.m. We've got a Japan Airlines flight 6713, that'll be a Dreamliner, going out to Tokyo, and that will be right around 8 o'clock as well. We've got a UPS 752 or 757-200 going out to Ontario, California at about 8:15. So I think we'll have some interesting aircraft before we depart. And you never know what's going to happen. And Possum is saying an MD-11 from FedEx in about a half hour. Generally, those planes do not land over on this side of the airport. We've got an east and a west side, and they usually land over on the other side. If we make note of it, we'll see if we can get it coming in. Dakota Steiner just subscribed to Runway DFW. Thank you, Dakota. Appreciate that. Cessna Textron, good morning. Says good morning to everyone. And Maui Guy says 787-9 from, what do you know, Maui is coming in soon. So we'll watch out for that. We normally see that flight. Sometimes it comes in on the crosswind runway 13 right, which we don't get to see, but we'll hope to see it here on this side. Sven Bern, good morning from Germany, 2,000s of miles away, U.S. Good morning or good afternoon to you. I guess it's almost afternoon there, is it not? Humpty Dumpty PSN, Oklahoma here. Hope everyone is doing good. And Plane Spotting with Keith says, my wife says Walt is the Mr. Rogers of plane spotting, and I think that sounds accurate. I hope that's good, because Mr. Rogers is a respected broadcaster. Or was. Once again, we're here on Lawn Maintenance Day at the DFW Founders Plaza. And here it comes. Well, here comes one of the, you can probably see it there in the lower right corner of your screen. So our airplane sounds will be intermingled with the sounds of two-cylinder internal combustion engines. That, and of course, an American Eagle Emperor 175. Coming in from Corpus Christi in Texas. And I think that takes a little longer than 23 minutes to make that journey. Yeah, that's 58 minutes coming from the coast of the Gulf Coast of Texas. What do we have over here? It's like an American Airlines plane headed back to the hangar. Meanwhile, at runway 18 left, we have for you flight 9778. American Airlines. It's off to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Also not a tremendously long journey. Oklahoma being the northern neighbor of Texas. I feel like I need to shout. Just got some debris from the passing lawnmower. Now, what's going on here? Is this plane taking off? Or yeah, I guess it is. This is one going to Tulsa. Didn't look like it was going fast enough to take off. I was thinking to myself, are they just kind of, did they turn off the throttles there? But no. It's an optical illusion, I suppose. The Mr. Rogers of plane spotters. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of honored by that. Coming in from Harlingen in South Texas is this American Eagle Embraer 175. These lawn maintenance people haven't really had an occasion to be very busy over the last few months because it's been so dry the grass hasn't been growing. Now they've got some stuff to cut. Okie doke, we've got American Eagle Flight 3048 coming in from Brownsville in South Texas. Some more hot regional action for you here on the big broadcast. And that UPS Airbus A300 we talked about a little earlier is now on final approach. Accountability is checking in saying, I'm a ramp agent. So I'm sure you have some interesting insights into the airline industry. And Bill Platt is making a note that amazing how quick the haze has set in once the sun came up. Yeah, that's Texas for you. And I see our friend of the channel and one of the members of our Moderation Federation, Michelle Arra, says, "Look at those clouds." It's kind of nice. I'm going to swing over to catch the arrival of the UPS A300 coming in from Houston Intercontinental Airport in Texas. People are saying, why does that sound like a lawnmower? That is another turn-of-the-century aircraft, if you can hear what I'm saying. Dates back to May of the year 2000. It's an Airbus A300 F4. And of course, it's the very popular Dash 622R variant. It's a new UPS Harbor Freight 2 cycle engine. Accountability just subscribed to Runway DFW. Thank you, Accountability, as we march towards 7,000 subscribers someday. Yankee Doodle Dandy says, Walt, is Kevin from AVL joining you anytime soon? Well, I don't have anything official to say about that, really, because that's up to Kevin, but I am hearing some scuttlebutt that he may be headed... Hang on a second. That he may be headed here to Dallas-Fort Worth on a cross-country trip. He may be making a stop over here, and I've let Brad Ward, his executive producer, know that we would welcome him with open arms. There's a lot of folks here in North Texas who'd like to say hey and show their appreciation for his fine work in plane spotting and for entertaining the world. So hopefully we'll see him soon. We'll keep you posted if we hear anything. Craig Russell says, good morning, everyone. Hello, Craig. And Corey Spence says, even with the background noise, you're coming in clear. Well, the microphone is about 2 millimeters from my mouth, and that's why it's working. Donnie Palmer says, "Hiya, Walt," and howdy to Michelle R.S., one of our moderators. Here we go. And Possum says, "Love AVL and Runway DFW," and that is some fine company to be intermixed with, and I thank you for that very nice compliment. I'm an AVL lurker when I'm, because usually when Kevin is on, I'm at work at my real job, and so I've got two monitors with my real work. I work at home, so it's not too hard for me to do. Here's our friend. You know, they have interesting tires here. Do you see these tires? They're like no flat tires. We can get a better look at them. See if we can get a better look at these tires as we go by. And they're just very, almost look like jet turbines. Humpty Dumpty PSN just subscribed to Runway DFW, as did Holly Hughes. Happy to have you both on board with this fast-growing stream. Here is Spirit Airlines flight 207 on its way to Las Vegas. It's an A220. And if this will go up in the air, then we'll quickly turn around and look at the A300 coming into its berth. And this looks like what I've heard referred to on AVL as a turn and burn. Just getting word now from London that British Airways Flight 193 is now lighting up the radar at Heathrow Airport, and it will be coming into DFW later today. Schedule time is around 5 p.m. local time. It actually got here a little early the last time we saw it, which was nice. Well, now we've got string trimmer action. You can hear the distinctive whine of string trimmers. So Spirit is taking a long time to get up in the air. There it goes. See if we can catch the final moments of this A300 pulling into its berth. As we see the fine work of the lawn maintenance crew here at DFW Airport. If you got to do lawn maintenance, this is the time of day to do it. And you know what else we've got lighting up on our radar is one of the two MD-11s that's parked over here at the UPS outlet is about to make an appearance. Let us see if we can draw a bead on that. There it is. It's kind of hidden behind a fence. But it should be being pushed back shortly, and it will be headed out to Louisville. I'm surrounded by all this noise. Bill Platt is asking, why is the barbed wire at ground level? A 12-year-old could jump over the fence. Is this what you're talking about? Let's see if we can pull out here. Is that what you're talking about, Bill? Yes, well that's a kind of an optical illusion because we're up on a ridge, which is nice because it gives us a nice 180-degree view of the runways and it gets us up over the fence. But as you can see in that shot of the one maintenance operator, he is down, there's a slope that goes down to that barbed wire there. So there is no security issue there. In fact, we see a pickup truck driving occasionally around the perimeter of the fence on the inside to make sure that there's been no unauthorized breaches. There we go back to that. It still hasn't, doesn't look like it's moved yet, has it? And there again is the east tower of runway of DFW Airport. Greg Russell with some plane spotting insider information. The American Airlines Dreamliner from Honolulu is 5 minutes out. So we hope to bring that to you soon. And if you're just joining us, happy to welcome you from around the world to Runway DFW. We broadcast usually at least twice a week, sometimes 3 if we're lucky, from the second busiest airport on the planet. And sometimes it doesn't seem that way because, like for right now, we don't see a lot happening. But hang on there, we'll get busy in the next hour or so. Marco Hinton with another plane spotting tip. We'll be seeing Korean Air Flight 31 in 21 minutes. Now we're seeing over here, over by the UPS area, we're seeing one of the fire department trucks. I don't think there's any kind of an emergency. Sometimes it just comes over here and lets fly with its hose or with its spray. I don't know, it's clearing out the tanks or something. Unless there's somebody getting a water cannon salute here soon. I don't know about that. It usually involves two trucks, one on either side. Yeah, looks like it's making the big U-turn. Got the runway inspection team out there on, looks like runway 18 right, which is the arrival runway, typically. It looks like they're just driving around randomly, but of course they're doing important work to make sure that there's no debris on the runway, no anomalies that could endanger planes. So it would seem like it might be perhaps tedious work, but it's vital to the safe operation of a big airport like this. There's a look at DFW Founders Plaza with the big green beacon at the top of that pole. And again, the flags there on the right are not moving at all. They're just not moving. And what else isn't moving? Oh, you know what we see here? I think this is a first for us. It's a rainbow. Do you see it there over that canopy there on the right? It's a Runway DFW rainbow for you folks. And the flight from Maui, American Flight 116, we will not be able to bring that to landing because as forecast, it is now arriving on runway 13 right, which is kind of in that general direction, but it's obscured to us. It's a crosswind runway which runs from northwest to southeast. And we do not see it where we are. What you do see is or what you will be seeing shortly, is the tail. There it is. There in the lower right, you see the tail of an MD-11, which has been pushed back now, and it will once it gets disengaged from the tug, it will be moving towards the left side of your picture as it begins its journey to Louisville. And Raina says, beautiful rainbow. It's probably not the most distinct rainbow I've ever seen, but it's kind of faint. But again, I haven't seen one since we've been hanging out here, and it's hard to believe that I think it's Neil O'Donoghue just subscribed to Runway DFW. Thank you, Neil. What was I going to say? Well, anyway, I think it's next month. Now that it's September, it was in October last year that we started our first test broadcasts from here. So we're coming up on our first birthday. Rainbow DFW, says Possum. Yankee Doodle Dandy, pot of gold there somewhere. And Bill says the rainbow's coming in great. It's kind of brightening up a little bit, that rainbow is. So anyway, yeah, we've learned a lot over the last year or so in making this work, and here comes the MD-11. Going Slightly Mad says, does DFW still experience downdrafts and microbursts? And he's referring to Flight 191, the L-1011, which crashed here in, I think it was 1985. And yes, we do. We had a go-around the other day here, and we could hear on the on the ATC, the pilot mentioning as he was coming in and then lifting off again that there may have been some wind shear involved. So that pilot went around again, but we could hear very distinctly on the recording or on the live transmission from the pilot that he used the term wind shear. So here goes the big tri-jet. We hope to see it take off from this side of the airport.
A blast from the past, 1994.
In case you were wondering how old this plane is. There is its iconic tail. Which again has never been a favorite of maintenance personnel since it's pretty hard to get to. And again, this is off to Louisville, which is the home base of, or the primary connecting point for UPS aircraft here in the USA. And as somebody in the chat mentioned earlier, we do also see MD-11s from FedEx, which has its base of operations on the other side of the airfield here. There's an Airbus A321 coming in from Orlando, Florida. American Airlines Flight 2677. Possum says, thank you so much for all the wonderful pre-work entertainment. I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks, Possum. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Runway DFW. Number RL Videos says, good morning from Chile. Good morning to you, RL Videos. Happy to have you with us. Haven't seen your name here before, so if this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. Bill Platt asks a question of the esteemed chat room. Says, do you prefer, as far as tri-jets, do you prefer the plopped on top type like the MD-11 or the ones blended into the fuselage for aerodynamics like the long lamented L-1011? I always preferred the L-1011 for its looks. It just looked like it was designed that way. The MD-11 always looked like it was just kind of like a plane by committee, or you know, they developed a 2-engine jet and decided, you know what, let's just put another engine on there in that tail section. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but Craig Russell says, well, I guess he's answering to another viewer, says it's MDs always have very steep takeoffs, and I know that because I had that experience when I flew on that MD-82. They do tend to go right up in the air. And Douglas Serrano, who told me earlier that he wouldn't be able to watch, says, I didn't get some time to watch your stream right now, but I'll be leaving for the airport soon. We'll have a safe trip, Douglas. I think you're off on a holiday somewhere, so whether it's a holiday or a business trip, I hope you have a good flight and a safe return. We've got tri-jet chat going on now. Chuck Tolsma is saying L-1011, but MD-11 is cool too. Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm just happy we can still see these MD-11s, and occasionally see a DC-10 version that FedEx still has. We saw that taking off, or no, landing in Austin when we were there a few months ago, and that was a sight to see. The DC-10 version doesn't have the winglets that the MD-11 has. It's the kind of the giveaway for that. And Going Slightly Mad says the TriStar L-1011 a real beaut. And I think there's only one flying L-1011 left. I think it's like a NASA plane or some kind of scientific research aircraft. Chuck Tolsma says, I flew a Delta L-1011 to Honolulu from this very airport in 1994. Yep. And Rian Gandhi says, I flew to Qatar to this airport. Or that's either to Qatar from this airport, I don't know, but probably between DFW and Qatar. That's a long flight. That's one of the longest flights. YNG Jai, if I got that right, just subscribe to our channel. Thank you. We are very happy to have you with us. We are having some fun this morning, I hope. We have these little breaks in the action. We've got a clarification from Douglas, who's flying Spirit Airlines to Orlando. So Douglas, collect any mementos you can from that flight, because obviously we may not have Spirit Airlines around for much longer as Spirit Airlines. Craig Russell says Boeing 707s were the coolest looking aircraft. It's hard to argue with that, although I do think the 747 has something to say about that. That's kind of why I like the A340 so much. That's kind of my second favorite plane to see, the Airbus A340 with the 4 engines, because at a glance, it kind of brings you back to the grand era of 707s and DC-8s. Oh, and here's the L1011 scoop from Hans von Rigsee. Orbital Sciences uses a converted L1011-100 named Stargazer to launch Pegasus rockets into orbit around Earth to this day. That's the one I was thinking of. I knew it had something to do with space. A valued member of the DFW Moderation Federation, Ms. Wolves13, says, hello everyone, sorry I'm late. Hey, Ms. Wolves, no problem. We're happy to have you with us. And thank you for your services on behalf of Runway DFW. Much appreciated. Quiet Storm says, good morning. Well, perfect way to start the workday as we welcome Salim Hassin, just subscribing to Runway DFW. Craig Russell says, all I heard is that 707s were so loud that it can set off car alarms. They were. Those big 4-engine jets of the 50s and 60s, they were loud. In fact, if you go back and look at old, we're kind of keeping time here because there's nothing happening except lawn mowing. But we'll see some planes soon. We're having some chatting. As Dr. Penguin just subscribed. Thank you, Dr. Penguin. What were we talking about? I've lost my train of thought. Oh, we're talking about 707. Yeah, if you go back and look, I'm so surprised. I was looking back at some old footage from Dallas Love Field, from black and white footage from the archives of WFAA, which is all posted online. And they showed I don't know if it was a DC-8 or a 707 taking off. And it was so loud and so dirty. I mean, the pollution coming out of those engines, the smoke, was just amazing compared to, you'll see a little bit coming out of these planes, but not too much. The closest thing I've seen to real exhaust from a plane recently here was an Antonov, was it a 124? Or 12, I can't remember. It was a 4-engine Antonov cargo plane which came in here, a propeller-driven plane, and it put out some smoke as it was landing and taking off. So the beacon still spins even though the sun is high in the sky. In fact, we're about to. We may actually be seeing the sun here momentarily, at least for a little bit, as it breaks through the morning clouds. There it is. And we'll finally get back to some planes. We've got American Airlines Flight 1632 coming in from Austin. This will be an A319, and following that will be another A300 of the UPS variety coming in from Palm Beach. So here we go. Here's the minibus arriving from the state capital of Texas. We welcome Missa Hall as our newest subscriber to Runway DFW. I don't always get to see the new subscribers coming in. We do acknowledge them on the screen, and we are more than happy to do that. So here comes the second A300 of the morning, again coming in from Palm Beach, and that'll be followed by a Dreamliner coming in from Seoul. It's another turn-of-the-century aircraft dating back to the year 2000. So there goes our second A300 of the morning. And now it's time for the Pepsi plane, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in from Korea. Korean Airlines Flight 31. 787-900 on Runway DFW. It came in just as the sun peeked through. And I believe this is one of 3 flights to Seoul that we see every day. American Airlines operates 2 of them. I don't know if they're all daily flights. I believe this one is. And I think the American Airlines flights, I think one is a 777 and the other is a Dreamliner, if I'm not mistaken. Let us deviate here for a moment. Get this United Airlines plane taking off. It's an Airbus A319 off to San Francisco. United Flight 2371. Well, starting to get a little busy now. Here comes American Flight 2853 off to Los Angeles. A 737-800, the most common plane in the American Airlines universe. Got more of those than any other. Check out the arrival of the A300 though, because we don't see as many of those. Say hello to the cockpit crew. As they pull into their assigned parking spot. And you should be seeing entering your picture there momentarily the Los Angeles bound flight that we saw a moment ago. There it is.
American 2286, visual approach, money right. That's cruise arrival heavy Boeing 787 and a 777 will depart the inboard runway. Wind estimated calm on the 18 right for land. Clear to land, 18 right, American 2286.
And speaking of Seoul, we were just talking about that Korean Airlines flight landing a few minutes ago. Here is one of the American Airlines flights headed back to Seoul. This is flight 127. This is a 777.
Sector 127 heavy, turn right heading 1900, maintain 10,000 for the 18 left, grip takeoff. Takeoff 1 left, turning 127 heavy.
The 777-223ER. Now getting ready to make that long trans-Pacific journey. As it goes by the flight that just came in from Seoul. So a little swish pan here for the arrival of a flight from Monterrey in Mexico, Airbus A319, American Airlines, flight 2286, if I'm not mistaken. We're about to see a Super Cargo Master scoot across your screen there. There it is. It's a Martinair plane, I believe. Yes. Trying to find it in the sun now.
$19.88.
There it is. The Martinair plane dates back to 1988, not the Frontier we saw going through the shot there. Frontier flight's on its way to Las Vegas. But perhaps of even greater interest is this Japan Airlines Dreamliner in the morning haze. It's off to Narita Airport in Tokyo. As we see another United plane coming across the bridge from the east side. So things are definitely ramping up here. Now, have you seen this tail before? Champ the Bronco. Yes, I am. Champ the Bronco on that 5-year-old Airbus A320. We'll get some more UPS action about to arrive. This will be a 767 coming in from Austin. Shall we take a look at that? All right, we shall. The graceful lines of the 767.
$19.95.
A 26-year-old 767 -34AF parentheses ER. Now let's get back to that Frontier flight that we tore ourselves away from. It's rolling. As that departs, we've got an A321 coming in from Anchorage. It's running a little late this morning. American Flight 817. And there's a Japan Airlines Dreamliner. Ready to blast off. Again, this is headed to Narita Airport in Tokyo.
West side today.
Wow, it's 8:13 already. Only got 45 minutes left of hot aircraft action for you here. Like this United Flight 1182, it's headed to Denver. There you see on the left of your screen. It's an Airbus A319. It's a 20-year-old jet. Phantom Plane says hello from school. I hope you're not watching us surreptitiously in the classroom. Bill Platt has a question to me. He says, we never see them on the stream for obvious reasons. What kind of traffic are both runways 13 and 31 on both sides of the airport typically used for? I wish I had my map. I keep meaning to install my map of the airport on you for you to see. But We're on the west side of the airport, and hello GVL, who just subscribed, thank you. We're on the west side of the airport. There's an east side, and both sides have parallel north-south runways. There's 3 on the east side and 2 here on the west side. And then on either side of the airport, east and west, are these diagonal runways, crosswind runways, I think they call them. And they are used, based upon my observations, infrequently. But like this morning, we saw the flight coming in from Maui. Well, we didn't see it, but that's where it came in. It came on runway 13 right, which is over on this side of the airport. And so they're not, they're kind of used in a supplemental fashion, I would say. Here is the big picture of the cloud cover here. The sun's about ready to go back behind a cloud bank, which is nice for my eyeballs. And I just want to acknowledge again all of our great members of the Runway DFW Moderation Federation who volunteer their time to help make your experience a pleasant one in the chat room. So say hi to them when you see them and give them a big salute for helping us out here on the show. I mean, you know, when ideally it would be nice for me to just sit here and moderate everything and to take the pictures and all that, but it's really impossible for one person to do, and so the help of these fine folks is very much appreciated. And did I miss a super chat? I'm scrolling. And I'm checking my records. So if you did contribute a super chat and you don't see me acknowledge it, it's because I didn't see it. I'll try to find it. Here comes Japan Airlines Flight 12 from Haneda Airport in Tokyo. This is a 777. It seemed like a very long sequence between the time the rear gear set down and the nose wheel touched. It was like, kind of like a horse rearing up there for a second, but yeah, I'm just basing that on observations of other planes, which normally I don't see that that same behavior, but I guess everything is fine. Hope there were no problems. That ends a 10-hour and 42-minute journey from the Tokyo metropolitan area. And we do get flights here to both Narita and Haneda airports in Tokyo. 777-346 ER. Oh, super chats are disabled. That's odd. Hang on there, folks. I certainly wouldn't have done that intentionally. So hang in there. Hold on, folks. We're going to look at an Allegheny special livery. I'm doing some research. I don't know what happened. It's our second American Airlines special livery of the day, celebrating the Allegheny Airlines brand. First one we saw earlier, of course, was TWA. It's always fun to see. So hang on a second here, if you would. Well, my friends, I am looking across my YouTube settings and I can't find where I have turned off the or where to even turn on the super chat setting. So if you were trying to leave me a super chat, I appreciate that, and I don't know what to tell you. There is in the description of the channel, there's a place if you were inclined, and I'll scroll it here, to leave us a tip using streamlabs.com/runwaydfw. So enough with that. We'll get back to the aircraft here. We've got another Super Cargo Master headed out, I think. There it is, Martinair. This one's on its way to Sherman, Texas. And there you see a Delta Airlines aircraft coming across the bridge. It's flight 2444, an A319 on its way to Salt Lake City, Utah, here in the USA. Our moderator Bill Platt says, I've got a quick errand to run, BRB. And we hope to see you back. If not, thank you very much, Bill, for your service to our channel. We'll be here for another little more than half an hour. So, Mike Barker says, Runway DFW, keep up the good work and effort. Blessings to you. Thank you so much, Mike. Much appreciated. So we're about to see the Delta aircraft we just saw. Earlier. Enter your picture. But I think first we're going to see this American Airlines plane coming on in. Where in the world is it coming from? My screen is very crowded and I can't at the moment tell you where that's coming from. Looks like Guadalajara. 737-800, can't make out the flight number yet. Looks like 1174. Now for the Delta flight to Salt Lake City. It is there. A minibus, A319. Dates back to the year 2001, does that aircraft. It's getting warm here, even though it's cloudy. So it warmed up to 87. Fahrenheit, of course. And there's an American Eagle Embraer 175. But you could see that. Where's it coming from, Walt? From Chattanooga, Tennessee. So that answers that question. Here is an American Airlines aircraft coming in on the other side of DFW Airport from Toronto. Flight 1169. And we'll follow along with it as long as we can, but it won't be much longer. And there you spotted a DART rapid transit train in the foreground, a light rail train. Oh, we're getting busy over here, aren't we? That American Eagle flight is 3594 on its way to Harlingen in South Texas. And yes, that is lawn mowing going on behind us, and not exclusively the roar of the engines this morning, of the aircraft engines. Okay, we're going to whip right around here and follow along with this A321 coming in from New Orleans, Louisiana. American Flight 1768. DC3 AvGeek is our newest subscriber. Thank you, DC3 AvGeek.
American 1169, Kilo 8, cross runway 17 right, contact ground 165.
So good to have so many of you along for the ride this morning. Well, it's turned out to be a pretty overcast morning now. Got another east side arrival for you. Coming in from Fort Lauderdale in Florida. Oh, this is a FedEx plane. And that's a 767. So we don't see too many of the FedEx brand over on this side of the field, but so we grabbed one for you there. Meanwhile, it's getting busy here as it approaches 9 o'clock local time with stuff happening. Looks like the first one out of the gate is going to be this Airbus A321, American Airlines Flight 2720 on its way to Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's a Dreamliner, American Flight 569 on its way to Phoenix. but preceding it down the runway will be, let's see what we got going here. So much happening. So that plane we just saw was landing from Colorado Springs. And I think I lost it. There it is. I was going out to Montrose, Colorado, I believe. Flight 2029. And now we get to cast our gaze at a big old Dreamliner on its way to Phoenix. It's a 787-9, a 4-year-old bird. Starting to get a little breeze here now, after the wind has been just dead calm since we got here. You see the flags there on the right side of your screen moving just a little bit, kind of nudgingly. That's not a word. That you are looking at is American Flight 2114, a Boeing 737-8 on its way to Santa Ana, California, the John Wayne Airport. And here comes an American Airlines flight just touching down from Mexico City. Here goes the flight to Santa Ana. And that is American Flight 2326 coming in from Des Moines, Iowa. An Airbus A319. How about a flight to Aspen, Colorado? The crisp mountain air. I don't think there's any skiing yet there, is there? It says flight 3229 American Eagle. CRJ 701 ER. Got another big bird headed our way. A 777 to be precise, from Honolulu, American Airlines flight 115. That's that sound you hear. It's American Airlines flight 2759. This one's going to San Antonio in South Central Texas.
DFW Tower, runway 17 right, line up and wait. Return 190 to 2001.
And now another regional departure. Oh, you know what we'll do? We're going to look at a plane that's getting ready to pull out. DNGA1 is our new subscriber, newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Hello. This is a UPS flight. It's a 757 on its way to Ontario, California. Yes, that one goes all the way back to 1988. Marcel says, I don't know why, but I really like the American Airlines livery. Unfortunately, there's actually only one American Airlines flight to Frankfurt per day. And we probably feel a little bit overwhelmed by the American Airlines livery here at DFW Airport because we see so much of it. But well, it's good to hear another viewpoint. Oh, there's the TWA livery that we saw earlier on its way to its next destination. The American Airlines Heritage TWA livery. Very nice. Bill Platt says, I love that silhouette of the Skyline right now. Just the right amount of haze and color in the sky.
American 2487, visual winning right. Land winning right, American 2487. Use caution, your company 1271 coming off right behind
Hans says, I'm looking after someone else's dog this week. That's very commendable. But he's very annoyed that I relax a bit watching the stream and don't pay attention to him for a while. Well, I hope he understands. Maybe he'll catch on to all this plane spotting stuff. Chipa is our newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Thank you, Chipa. And we send our greetings to Cardmaster 31771. Hello from Cali. And Cali is where this plane is going to. Ontario, California, to be specific. We have an American Airlines 737-800 coming in from Kansas City, Missouri. We've got a couple of other aircraft lining up to take off. First of which looks to be American Flight 1805 to Oklahoma City. So here goes the flight to Oklahoma City. I welcome another subscriber. I heard the little bells go off, but I couldn't look at the screen, so we welcome you to our plane spotting enterprise. That is American Flight 1174. It's on its way to Guadalajara in Mexico. There it goes. There's the UPS jet getting ready to make the turn. The increasingly rare 757 here at DFW Airport.
land. 710, line up with it. American, flight now. American South Coast Club. Wait, 18 left. 2234, Echo Sierra, to monitor ground 0.6 left. 1804, RNAV T-Rex, runway 17 right, quick takeoff. 28, you took there, 17 left, clear to land. 17 left, clear to land, American 428. Runway. Runway 17 right, American 15 and 6. 4993, contact departure.
We've got less than 10 minutes to go here as we count down. Garden 90247 is our newest subscriber. Thank you, Garden. And Bill Platt has a nice word for us. Says, can I just say, for being handpicked, Walt did a great job of selecting mods for this place. We all act like we've done this before and we've known each other and get along great. Love you all. We love you too, Bill. Thank you. And you know, it's less me than the quality of the people who watch our stream, really. Because you guys volunteered, and I said, yeah, you sound great. And it's just a nice place to hang out together for a little while, a couple times a week. Here's a plane arriving from San Antonio, Texas, an A319 American Flight 2792, touching down now. You're seeing it live and in color. That aircraft there is on its way to Austin, Texas, the capital of our state. Sean from Texas, newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Thank you, Sean. Here's American Airlines Flight 2357, an Airbus A321 on its way to the mile-high city of Denver. That American Eagle Emperor 175 coming in from Bentonville, Arkansas. And the plane in the right part of your picture is now about to take off to Omaha, Nebraska. It's an Embraer 175. American Eagle Flight 3891.
4021 DFW Tower, runway 17 right, line up and wait.
Wish we had something, you know, really notable, super big,
Sorry, Envoy 4021, I got
that we could close our broadcast out with today, but I don't see one coming in. The Emirates flight from the Middle East comes in usually in the next hour, but we will regrettably not be here for that event. So I think we're going to have to call it a day. Lots of aircraft left to see, but regrettably, your host has got to blast off to go to his regular job. So, live from DFW International Airport as Logout 777 just subscribed to Runway DFW. Runway DFW has to say so long to all of you who have been kind enough to spend a part of your day with us. And a special thank you, of course, to all of our great Runway DFW Moderation Federation. They really make things go here and help keep you guys entertained while I fumble around and take pictures of planes. So thanks to all of you. We will see you next time, probably sometime over the weekend. And so, happy contrails to you until we meet again. See you folks, and bye-bye.
Stay tuned for Gomer Pyle, next on most of these CBS stations.
We hope you liked it. Too late to change it now.
contact departure, sorry.